Well, there's the Super 8 motel right across the way. We could only dream of staying at the Super 8. What a magnificent, wonderful occurrence that would be.
What?
But
Cheap
we're
steak.
staying. Yeah, well, we're staying at a $60 motel tonight, which actually worked out very well. It's pretty clean. It's everything you could hope for in a $60 hotel. Brand new flooring, clean, quiet, cheap. Now that I think about it, thank God we're not stuck over there in the Super 8. But we're on our way to New Orleans, and this is our last inexpensive accommodation for a couple of nights. Because we didn't think about it. Because we're heading into New Orleans on the weekend. And that's something you have to think about when you're house sitting. Because we're going to a house sit where we're going to be for a little bit in New Orleans, which is very exciting. And it's a great deal because we'll watch somebody's home and pets, and we'll have a free place to stay and explore the city from. So, I mean, you can't beat that. But as house sitters, you have to factor in the cost of getting there and accommodation. I mean, you have a lot of expenses outside of the house that you have to think a lot about, which I generally do, but I didn't think about it this time because we like to get to a house sit a couple of days before the house sit starts. You know, that way, you know, like Camera Girl says, we sort of thwart Murphy's Law a little bit so that if something goes wrong, we'll still have time to deal with that and get to the house sit on time. Plus, we like to get the lay of the land, and we like to be relaxed while we're traveling somewhere. We don't want to feel hectic and put out upon. You look like you want to say something.
No, just the part about, and we can meet them earlier besides the departure date.
Yeah. We do get to meet the folks ahead of time.
Generally.
Okay, why are you folding your clothes?
What are you talking about? These are the shirts I'm going to wear tomorrow.
She and I have different traveling styles altogether. I remember I folded a shirt. When was that?
You were 15 years old.
Yeah, I folded a shirt when I was 15. But our house sit, this house sit in New Orleans starts on Monday, which means we're having to get to, you know, close to the house sit a couple of days before the house sit, which is kind of our style. But now we're having to pay for accommodation in New Orleans on the weekend. And when you're cheap like I am, and you go to book your accommodation, and it's New Orleans on the weekend, you know, it's not a pretty picture. So if we come into New Orleans like on a Tuesday or Thursday, you know, it'd probably be half what we're paying. I think we're going to end up paying like close to $400 for the next couple of nights accommodation, which is a big difference from the $60 we paid here tonight. But that's something you got to think about. You got to think about travel costs, like when we went to Santiago, Chile for a house sit. You know, for the plane tickets there and back, we spent like $4,000. You know, which was a whole lot of money. But, you know, we thought it was a great deal because, you know, we planned to spend a lot of time down there. So we were going to have an investment in those plane tickets. So even though we have a lot of output costs for that house sit, we ended up with, you know, 5 weeks free stay. And then we were going to be in South America for a while. But that didn't work out. We ended up having to cut our trip short. So it sort of ended up being a wash. But usually we think about those factors a lot. In fact, with this house sit here, we're able to drive to New Orleans. So that was a definite positive for this house sit. Another thing is it starts in mid-December. So we're going to be going mid-December to mid-January. So we like to do that around the holidays because we don't want to be traveling too close to the holidays at the beginning or the end because that's such a peak travel time. So we always think about that. So when we're looking for a house sit around the holidays, we don't want to be traveling. We don't want to be on the road or in the air anywhere, you know, during the Christmas rush of travel or the post-Christmas rush. So we usually have a big window before the holiday starts and after the holiday starts. So that's why this house sit is muy fantastico. In fact, we've done everything right and everything is perfecto, except for I have to pay for lodging in New Orleans this weekend. But we'll have a good time. I just wish that we were paying Wednesday, Thursday prices.
10 years from now, are you going to remember, oh, how much I paid for a hotel? Or are you going to remember the good times?
I will remember the good times, and I will also remember
The hotel
how much
cost.
we paid for the
Yes,
hotel.
you will. Yes.
But that's it. Checkout here is not too long from now because we're sleeping in. We got to get on a, I don't know, maybe we're on a good schedule for New Orleans. But anywho, Hal, this is Slowpoke Travel. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. We're planning on having a fantastical holiday. We're getting set up for it. Hope you guys are doing the same. And we'll talk to you in the future. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you want some house sitting information, I got links down below. You can go check out some articles that Camera Girl wrote about house sitting. It'll give you something to think about and strategize if you are interested in the house sitting game. All right, say goodbye, Camera Girl.
Goodbye, Camera Girl.
All right, we'll see you in the future.